Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Queen Bean Tarot, and I know it's been quite a hot minute since I've been on here, and today I'll be doing a beautiful little weekly guide reading with your Spirit Animal Oracle. I'm also using the Aureen's Tarot deck, which is also animals. Before us today we have three choices. Choice number one is the Owl Spirit. You see clearly now, number 43. Everything's already been pre-shuffled. I haven't seen any of them. Choice number two is your Rabbit Spirit. Now is a lucky time, number 49. And then your third choice is your Panther Spirit. Reclaim your power, 44. How beautiful that is. Alrighty, I also have some of these cards, which is like, you know, determination. They have little messages for guidance. Alright, so I'll leave you with that. You can make a decision, and in the timestamps below you can see your options. I will see you at a click of a button. Bye. Hello my beautiful pile number threes. If you chose the beautiful Owl Spirit, you see clearly now, number 43, then this is your reading. Now the Owl Spirit is very wise. They tend to know when to fly with the wind and when to not go against it. So they are very go with the flow. They're very wise, good timing. They're also, I believe it's Athena, a goddess. She has owls as well. Like it's one of her like totem animals, like as a representation of her wisdom and her hunting prowess as well. She's also an archer, so it's like, you know, you only get one arrow, so it's like you must hit your mark. So there might be something you finally see clearly now, like you might have an answer. You could also have, you know, news coming through where it's like, strike the iron when it's hot. That's what I just heard. Alright, so you guys have three cards that have came out. These are also your animals, Animal Aureen's tarot deck. I just got the mini one. So your first one is the Queen of Pentacles, the Llama. Now your Queen of Pentacles is very wise. She's a homebody. You can be a man as well. You can be an earth sign like your Virgo, your Taurus, or even your Capricorns. Very hard working. You're very smart with business and money. You might be thinking with this week you're focused on material wealth or gain, or your material items. So we have Queen of Pentacles, the King of Swords, someone who's very mature, very mentally stable and capable. So you might be someone who picks up on like patterns and recognizes things, or you're watching what people say and you're double checking their words. Like if someone's like, oh yes, so I have this new opportunity, it pays this much, you know, this is the job details, you're recording it all and you're double checking, and then maybe later on you're just seeing who's truthful, who can you hold to their word, and who's not truthful, who's telling you what you want to hear. And there will be a choice. So there's something coming up where you're thinking, like, you're balancing up your options. What is worth it? You know, is the money going to be worth the mental strain? So it's sort of like, you know how you take on, like, there's some jobs that are just much more stressful than other jobs, and that's normal. There are those jobs that are like that, and you have to balance up, like, is this money worth my mental, you know, health? Is it worth the mental strain? Is it going to be worth the stress? And you're gonna get your answer, but I have a feeling you're going to, because the Two of Swords here is about making a choice. It's a hard choice. It's something where you might not see the answer clearly, where it feels like you're fighting, like, oh, but my bank needs the money, I need the money, I need this, I need that. And you're willing, like you might make a decision where you might need to put your stress, your cortisol levels on the line, like, you know it's going to be a lot. And in doing so, like, the money you're making might end up going towards medical health and bills because of that added stress. So it sort of doesn't equal out what you were hoping for. So when it comes to this, I feel like when it's time to make your decision, that's where this owl spirit comes through. You see clearly now. So you're gonna get an answer. Someone will give you a call, or you'll see a review for a business or something, or you're gonna buy something and it's gonna be hefty, and you're thinking like, is this worth buying? And you see reviews where they're like, oh no, like, let's say for example, you're looking at like maybe buying jewelry or even buying, an engagement ring, and you're gonna go with a company, but then you see a review where someone says like, oh, the stone fell out within the first week and they refused to like use the, like, to cover it, and they wanted us to buy a whole new ring, like, and that might save you in the long run. And that's when you're like, okay, no, my second choice was the one that's best. So it's something like that. Like, you're going to get a clear answer where you're going to be like, that's a definite no. And once you know that answer, like, you either know that's a definite no or it's a definite yes, there's nothing that's going to persuade you to change that choice or that idea, or that decision. Now for you, it says take the helm. Be in control of your own ship. Now these are all ocean themed. So there's something where you're going to have to make the decision. This could even be something where someone else is like, no, I need you to make that decision for me. So you're going to have to make the decision. You're going to have to stick to it. It's going to be something, it seems very important. So it's either going to be very valuable, or it's going to be once you make the decision, you can't quite go back. It's not so easy. It's like you can probably cancel, but you can't redo it, if that makes sense. So whatever it is, you do have a lot of like positive cards. Like, I think even if you don't make the right decision, you're in a mental state where you can healthily take care of that, or you can accept that. So yes, you guys got something coming up. So this could be for anything. Please let me know in the comments below. This is very interesting. I love readings like this. So my beautiful owl spirits, my pole number ones, this is your weekly reading of what is to come. I hope and wish for all the best for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, my beautiful group number 2. If you chose the beautiful little hippity hoppity rabbit spirit, then this is your reading. Now is a lucky time. Number 49. This, I just heard like fertile window for someone. So if you're interested and you want to try and have a child or become pregnant, right now is a lucky time for this. So this is the window, guys. For others of you, I'm getting a rabbit's foot, like your lucky rabbit foot. Have you ever heard of that? Like where people actually have a little rabbit's foot because it's very, very lucky. So yeah, it could be that you have some luck coming in. Maybe if you get a scratchy, it's going to be lucky. If there's like a potluck draw, you just happen to come out. You might get some money this week coming up, or it can be something small. It doesn't have to be something big. For some of you, I got a feeling it is going to be pretty big. Like I mentioned, that fertility window. For some of you, that is huge. For people, it's like literally striking gold, because for some people, some partners, some women, some people out there, it is literally falling pregnant is that difficult. But let's see what we've got in our cards. Now I'm using Aureen's animal deck as well. So I got the mini version of this. For some weird reason, I felt for this week we needed animals. I don't know, maybe there's something. Where I live, we are going from winter to spring, so maybe we've got a spring in our step, which I was hearing that like it's time to hop on or hop along, which is strange. But yeah, so we've got these three. Now I've not seen these cards yet, so I have no clue what to expect, but we've got the King of Wands. Ooh, the Lion. So your King of Wands could be your fire sign. You could be this person. You could be trying to, blaze a path through. Maybe you're trying to start a new business. You could be trying to do something creative. Even if you're not naturally a creative person, like, starting something new or trying something new or even doing something like traveling. If indeed you are a fire sign or it's in one of your main three, this could also be someone else as well. So your fire signs are like your Leo, your Sagittarius, and your Aries. Beautiful, beautiful star signs. Now, the Three of Cups has something to do with your, like, celebrating, but also celebrating something you worked with someone else on or worked together on, or you've achieved something and you're going to celebrate. It is something that you're emotionally happy about. Like, so you feel fulfilled, you've achieved something, like you've paid off a big bill, like maybe an entire loan, or it could be the opposite where you've gone into a loan. But because we are finishing off with the Death card here, I would suggest that it's the ending of something. So this could be that you have retired and you're about to, like, you're on your last week at work, and so you're like looking back at, like, maybe you were the manager, or you were the leader of a corporation. Maybe you sold your business and you're celebrating. You're finally in the more relaxed state of your life at the very end, where you get to relax and you get to celebrate and you get to slow down a little. For others of you, you might actually come into a lot of money, and you're planning, because your fire signs, a lot of people don't mention this, but they are very good planners. They are very good at like being CEOs, and they have that creative spark, but in more of a business style. You might be a creative spark, and you're trying to take your creativity and put it into something where you can make a business with it, or you can make some money, or you just actually want to complete it and have your name on it. Like, you're not even thinking of long-term, like, gaining money from it. But it's like that achievement, you've done it, you completed it. It could be your goal setting, because fire signs are good at that. If this is someone else might give you that chance. They see it and they're like, I'm not creative, but this person's very creative. Let's put them on this project. Like, you get given like an opportunity, a chance to shine and show what you're made of. The Death card could mean the end of something else. Like, maybe you get put onto a project, you like get a promotion. That's another thing that a King of Wands is. You get put into a leadership role. So maybe you get a promotion to go into leadership role, and so now you're not like, it's the end of your old job and start of a new job, because once you're in there, they go, yeah, you're not going back to that last position you had. You're not going to be going back to your last crew or your last unit or the last sector you were in. So it ends up being really good, to the point you're like, oh, well, there's no going back now. I'm hearing that for some of you. But it's like you strike gold. Like, maybe you're trying to like get a specific client that, no one else has really been able to get. This is for someone very specific, but like, the thing is, it's like perfect timing or perfect luck. Like, maybe the client mentions something and you just so happen to have had an experience like that, or dealt with this person, or dealt with this area, or whatever. And you just, you jump on it and you go, oh yes, I know that, this, that. And they're like, oh yeah. And you talk and talk, and they go, you know what, this person's brilliant. How about, like, you said you're doing this project and you work for this company. Would you take me on? Like, I have this company, and you manage it. It's like that lucky break, like you say the right thing, or you have the perfect timing. It seems so small at the time, but it's actually what's going to make it or break everything, if that makes sense. So it could be a lot of things. You could be working with multiple people, but it's very celebratory. So like, you're like going to after work drinks with each other, or you're doing something creative with other people, and you're doing these brainstorming, like, events where you go over and you all like sit down, eating snacks, like having a chill sesh, but that's where you're actually doing all this creative work, which is technically work, but you're having fun doing it. So there's a lot of things that it could be. The death card can also be like I mentioned, the ending of something else. But I'm not getting a negative ending, because you're celebrating, and there's a King of Wands. If someone else in your family, or someone has passed on and you go to a funeral, that could mean this. But like with your rabbit spirit, it's saying to not be sad, because it's like a spring is coming, like there's like a new turn of a leaf, if that's right. Like I feel like you're taken care of in your life if someone has passed on, like they've taken care of you in like a will, or with money, or like there's a lot of things where they had the foresight, and so you don't need to worry about it. Does that make sense? It might for some people. So even if it's sad and you would rather the person back, then that's fine. For others of you, if this is someone who's passed on, and let's say it isn't someone that you're gonna miss, let's say it was a bad relationship, I think there's no ill will. A lot of people think that once someone passes, like, they might have some negativity left around, but it's like towards the living, and typically that's not the case. There's a big difference between life and non-life. But no, you're being told, like in this, it's saying to take your happiness and continue on. Like, don't dwell. Do not dwell, because it's going to be the perfect timing to live your life and make changes. And I'm getting this seasonal like feel with your reading, because rabbits are a seasonal sort of animal. Like they represent a lot of like new life and spring and stuff like that, and a lot of luck, like a lot of big changes that you're like, oh, one little thing turned to something really big. So you put in, like, when you go to a, like, for example, at a slot machine, you put in, like, let's say 5 cents, and you win 50 million. Like, something so tiny turned into something so massive. So it's not what you perceive. Now, this is like, these are ocean themed sort of like messages. Explore. Oh, maps show what has already been discovered. Go another way. That's interesting. So this could even be like, you've got the perfect job, and everyone's like, why would you leave that? That doesn't make sense. And then you just have like this feeling, and it's like, timing, everything seems to line up, and you're like, well, why not? And you might even entirely go into a different sector, different place, different location. You might even travel. You might just up and take off. And that's another reason why I thought maybe you are the fire sign, because fire signs love to travel. They are big movers. They can shift massively from one extreme to the polar opposite end. So in like an instant, they can make that decision. That's it. And now there's no going back. And they don't mind that. Some people can really do that. And this card is telling you, if that is the case, go do it. You might find out that you can actually draw. I heard this lady once, she's in her 60s, and she's became a phenomenal artist. She can draw and paint and design, and she's like selling her artwork, really like making a lot of money off of it. That wasn't her plan, but she never knew her whole life. She did not know that she had an ability to draw. She lived her whole life, done a whole job, 9 to 5, finally retires and is home, and then goes, well, let's try it, in retirement, let's try new things. And she starts drawing, and she's brilliant at it. Like, I mean, like, brilliant. And now she does that. And it's a hobby, but she's making money off of it. People love her work. She's selling it in an exhibit. Like, she's a big name over here where I live. And it's like, wow. And she never knew her whole life, never knew she could draw until she tried it for once after retirement. So it's never the end. You might think it will be the end, but it'll be a new beginning. And that's what I think this death card is pointing out for most people. It's time to try something new, to explore something that you might even perceive like you can't do. You will be able to. You guys are phenomenal. You have luck, and it's going to be perfect timing. It's going to be something you do not see coming, and I'm excited for you guys. Something this week is going to change entirely. So, if this resonates, leave a comment. If it doesn't, then it's not for you. Anyway, I am wishing you all the best week, and I'm hoping that all the positivity that can come your way will come your way. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye now. Hello, my beautiful pile number 3s. If you chose the third pile, which was the Panther Spirit, reclaim your power, 44. Now, 4 is a stable number. So you think of 4, like the 4 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, the 4 of Swords. It's a very even number. 4s are quite lovely. I think 4 is my mother's favorite number, and she's born on the 4th. So, Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. Now, the thing about this panther in this, like, you see a lot of images. Some panthers look very, aggressive or whatnot, or they're very in the jungle. But this one looks kind of open to me. Like, it's waiting and it's ready and it's just accepting, if that makes sense. So, interesting, very different way of me to read that, but the eyes in that panther were just so open. I can't even explain it any other way, but maybe you guys are open and waiting. Are you feeling like you're ready for a change to happen? You can tell something's going to happen, and you're waiting, and you might have been waiting for quite some time. I've got that feeling like you guys want something to happen. You're waiting for it to happen. You can feel this energy, and yet it hasn't happened yet. So you're just like, come on, I'm ready. I'm sitting here, I'm waiting. So let's see. I'm using the Orion's tarot deck. Now with this one, I actually had a few more come out, so 4. I'm also got like the ocean themed like message card for the very end. So I haven't seen any of these. I have no clue what the hell I'm reading. So we're going blind, guys. Ooh, we got the star with the jellyfish. We have the world. Wow. Okay. Another big major arcana. Oh, okay. Chariot. Massive. Okay. You guys. Yeah, power is coming your way. If that's what you're waiting for, it's coming. A 10 of Pentacles. Holy crap, guys. Lots of big changes, big choices. It's amazingly massive. I don't even know where to begin with you guys. Wow. Wow, and more wow. Holy crud. Yeah. So the star is something of like follow your North Star. So follow your intuition. Do what you love. It can also be to heal. It's a very healing card. So, reclaiming your power and doing like regaining your hope and faith in something. So you might have had time away from something. You might have actually you might have a job or a hobby or something, and you've actually dropped it for a very long time. I can't really talk because I stopped doing this for quite some time. while healing, actually. So maybe this is a similar thing that's coming along for you guys. The jellyfish is, well, one, it is a stinging sort of, like, it looks beautiful, but if you touch it, you're gonna get stung. It's also something that just goes with the flow. It can't really swim far or fast. It can't really escape predators if it wanted to. It's only got its tentacles, which move on. It's like they just move as they need to. They don't physically full on control them. So yeah, it feels more like you've just been bopping along. You've been waiting. You've been very open. I feel like you're a very wise old soul as well, because like that panther is like about reclaiming your power. So you feel like you've lived life, you've experienced it, you know who you are, what you like, what you don't like. You've gone through a lot of experiences. Probably you could write a book on it, you're one of those people, you're like, oh, I could write a book with all the experiences I've had, and that's nothing wrong with that. It just means you've lived life. But yes, so I feel like for a little while you've been bopping along, you're sort of getting to the point you need a change. You feel a change has to happen. You're waiting for something to either come full circle, you're waiting for like a lucky break or a change or just anything. And it's at the point you're like, this feeling has been sitting with you for quite some time. You're ready for it to shift. You need to go from sitting, like that stale feeling of it's been hanging in the air for too long, to actually moving to doing. So you needed to go from it's like when you take a project from a thinking phase to a doing phase where things are actually happening, where the progress bar is actually moving along, if that makes sense. And that's what this Chariot is. It's about, things are now happening. It's the physical things are now happening. So it's sort of like you're waiting for a response, feedback on something. You get the A-OK. Yes, full circle, finally complete. We have a go. I heard that, like, Houston, we're a go. Interesting. And then things are happening and it's moving and it's happening quickly, and I'm hearing sharply. It's happening sharply. Like everything that is happening, every action that's happening, there is no errors. Like, how to explain it? Like, it might be something quite technical and they're like, oh, pre-warning, like this can't stuff up or this error can happen or blah, 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 for example. But like everything goes through smooth with no errors, no ETA changes. There's no one trying to slow it down. There's no red tape. It's just going through nice and smooth, and there's nothing. It's smooth sailing. And you're a little bit like, I'm getting this feeling like you're a little bit like, huh? Like, I think like you've not had that happen for quite some time. Like, I think every time something, you try to do something, everything goes wrong, or at the very last minute something had to fail, or there's something like that. I've got a feeling you're one of those people who have had that happen. Now, with the Ten of Pentacles, this does mean money. It can mean like, oh, you're gaining a lot of money, or you get a lucky break, or you get some money that comes in, or like, let's say, for example, like everything goes smoothly and then they're like, oh, and we, for example, I'm going to use something, for example. You put in for a holiday. Your job goes, yeah, it's approved, mate. And you've put in your leave, you booked your tickets, everything's going smoothly, the weather's perfect, nothing got delayed, and you're like, what's going on? This is strange. And then you go to the hotel, you've gone on your holiday, you've rocked up, and they let you know. They pulled your name and you've won one out of 3 once in a lifetime massive holiday, because you holidayed this time, and because you went on holiday and used like points for flying and whatnot. So they ended up putting you into a raffle, and you're like, yeah, sure. And then it turns out it's this giant raffle and your name got pulled, and you've got an extra massive holiday worth thousands, or you got money, or it's something like that. Like, it's like a break, like it's like a big break. Like, you're like, whoa, like luck and everything's like aligning. This can also be money being left to you by family members, could be a will, it could be it's something to do, it can do with family. So this could be like someone in the family makes a lot of money, or they gain a heap of money, and so everyone gets a little slice of it. So it is that, but it's like you're diving deep, like I'm hearing deep pockets. So I'm not too sure, because it's going to change per person, but that's what I'm getting. It seems to be like you have a lot of good stuff happen because you put in the effort here, if that makes sense. Like you were patient and you waited. So I don't think this is going to be resolved and happen in 1 week, guys. Like maybe this section will happen in this week, but this is more longer term, I'm feeling, with you guys. If it was to happen, like if we were looking more smaller term in a week, I would suggest like you get an answer this week, and you start prepping for the actual stuff. Like, you know, if you had to travel, this is a big travel card. It is also a big action card. Like you start focusing on, like, you know, a project that you're working on or something like that, and it goes through no problem, like, and it pays, like, you know, the project is very successful and you end up making a lot of money or progress on it, or, you know, you get recognition. Let's see what your message card is. Flow. Oh, wow. Dang, I could never have guessed. Okay, flow. Let your worries drift away. And I'm instantly thinking of the jellyfish. So whatever your, you know, worries have been, if you suffer from anxiety, or it's to the point you're like, let something happen, good, bad, I don't care, something has to happen. I've got a feeling of that. You've been bopping along and going with the flow. And you know what? It's sort of like, it's like, okay, you've waited long enough, we'll appease you now. And things can always change. I believe they say, like, nothing can ever stay the same. It's not possible. Nothing can always be good or always be bad or always just be mediocre. There will always be a tip to it, sort of like a seesaw. It always has to tip back and forth. It can never stay the same forever. If that was the case, there would never be progress. There would never be life or death. And that is not possible. That's not the laws of existence or physics or anything, actually, or energy. So there will always be a tip to it. So if you've been waiting patiently, change is coming. And I know you're going to hate hearing this, but just hold on a little longer. Even if you're like, no, I'm getting over it, I will force a change. Don't. Just stick to the flow. It will pay off. Doesn't matter if it's another month, 3, a year, 2. It will be big, though. I promise you. It's going to be big when it changes. The change will be massive. And it will start off like, oh, yeah, okay, that's cool. Yep. And then all of a sudden, you're like, whoa, like, everything's shifted. And it's not going to be like too sudden. So this is a progression of just good things happening until you hit this big 10 of Pentacles. It's going to be worth it. That patience you're showing now, even if it's irritating to still be waiting, like waiting in a waiting room, you will eventually be seen. And when that happens, it's going to be worth that whole wait that you've been sitting around waiting for that change. So your patience and the Panther Spirit, just go with the flow. It will work out for you guys. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope this resonates. If it does, please comment, leave a like, share. It does really help. And, you know, I'm hoping that you have all the positivity coming your way this week. You deserve it. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye now.